Hi, Dr. Jake Dodds here with the Upper Cervical Chiropractic Group, and today I'm going to be talking to you more about how different foods are influencing your blood sugar. Now in our overview video, what we talked about is that for your blood sugar in your body, there's a normal range that your body likes to operate in, and when your blood sugar is in this level, your body's happy, you're feeling more energetic, you're better at controlling your weight, and you're thinking clearer throughout the day. Now when we get too high or too low, that's when your body's not feeling as well, and just the opposite, you're not thinking as well, worse at controlling your weight, not having that mental clarity that you want as you go throughout the day. And so what we talked about is most Americans are really bad at controlling their blood sugar. So they're up and down all throughout the day, and they're not feeling how they want to. So where we want to be is more nice and level. And then what we alluded to is that certain foods are going to have a higher affinity for spiking your blood sugar, and you get you outside of this zone. So the question is, what are those foods? What are the characteristics? How do you implement this in your day-to-day life? And that's what we're going to be talking about today. Now luckily, there's a system in place for telling us how much a certain food will spike your blood sugar, and that system is known as Glycemic Index. So a glycemic index of any particular food will tell you how much affinity it has for raising or keeping your blood sugar at a nice normal level. And so there's a baseline for this entire system, and basically it's just straight sugar dissolved in water. And straight sugar dissolved in water is giving that baseline number of 100. Okay, and that's where the entire system starts, and that's what everything's based off of. So again, at 100, sugar is going to have a high affinity for spiking your blood sugar, which makes sense. So this is more in the range of where things are going to be going up and down, and things are going to be a lot more crazy than you want to in terms of controlling your blood sugar. Okay, so let's look at a couple other foods then. Sitting directly at 50 is going to be brown rice. And then down here towards the bottom at 7 is peanuts. So that's just a couple examples, but let's talk a little bit more about why certain things would have a lower or higher score. And there's a lot of different factors that can play into it, but it can be broken down into some basic components. And really at these lower levels, what we're looking at is higher fiber, protein, and fats. And then what we're looking up here is going to be higher processed and just higher amounts of added sugar. Okay, so that's really what we're looking at here, but let's go over a couple examples just to throw some stuff out there. So a lot of people like to eat cereal in the morning. It's a common mainstay in the American diet. So let's take something pretty common, cornflakes. So where do we think cornflakes is falling on here? Now, most cereals, and matter of fact, almost all cereals are just refined grains that are blended down into a particular composition. Most have added sugars as well. Cornflakes is pretty good in not adding too much sugar, but we're still falling at 93. So 93 is going to be cornflakes. Okay, so let's take another example. What about so sugary drinks are another big one that play into it. And let's even take a look at something that's considered a little bit better, like Gatorade. Gatorade's actually going to fall at about 78 here on the scale. So pretty close to just what a straight sugar solution would be giving you. A couple other examples. So let's start to look at something that's maybe not as refined, not as much added sugar. Or even fruit. You may say, okay, fruit has sugar. What about that? So let's take a look at an apple. Apple is actually sitting at 39. You might say, wait a second, apple has a lot of sugar, fruit has a lot of sugar, how come it's not spiking it? Well, apple comes with a lot of other great things. You have your fiber in there. There's a lot of other nutrients that are going to help stabilize that blood sugar. So in general, eating foods that look like they did when they just straight came from the ground are going to be a much better fit than something that looks like it's coming out of a package or in no way resembles the original food that it originated from. So let's take another look at an example. You may say, okay, what about, okay, pizza. So pizza has a lot of fat. Is that a little bit lower on the glycemic index? No, so nice try, but it's actually going to fall pretty high. So this is going to be right here at 80, just above Gatorade. Now, so this is where some of the confusion comes in sometimes, but the process aspect of all the refined grains in pizza and the sugar and the sauce are going to far outweigh the amount of fat and protein that's in pizza. So again, I wanted to give you a general overview. There's a lot of things that play into it, but where you want to be is higher fiber, higher protein, higher fat foods. And the good news is these things are already ready to go for you in your fruits, your vegetables, your organic meats, and then you just want to stay away from giving yourself and your kids too much processed things. So things like refined pasta, refined grains, your cereals, your Fruit Loops, your fruit roll-ups, all these different things are really going to have a propensity to spike your blood sugar, and they're going to be falling more into this category where you're not feeling like you want to, you're going to be worse at controlling your weight, and you're not going to be thinking clearly throughout the day.